What is up, everybody? Wix is back. I believe we're day 5 now. Let's check the daily check-in. Day 5 on the free-to-play. And we've completed the Green Dragon. So the main story in this section is done. The next challenge is the Ooze Monster, which we won't be fighting for another day or two at least. We'll try it at day 2. It basically gets weaker every day for 4 days, and it's nearly impossible on day 1. So we'll wait for day 2. But I did want to come in here and grind out our first 5 curse fights. So with this boss, positioning doesn't matter, so you're going to clump everybody so you can get all your heals. You really need debuff stripping, and you need attack down. And then you need something like defense up or shields to help absorb the blow. Basically what he does is he gives himself 2 damage buffs. So you gotta block or strip them. He does very little damage until his ultimate. And then his ultimate hits you and he gains a shield based on the damage he did. So you need to try to minimize that shield as much as possible. Early levels, it's not that big of a deal. But once you get to like level 7 plus, the shield becomes quite hard to get through. So I'm just aiming for level 3. We're just gonna run it through and see what we need to do for this. We might even just be able to clear it, but I doubt it. By the way, I fixed my audio settings, I hope. I've ran a small test and it seems to be working pretty good, so hopefully this helps with all the background noise and stuff. Okay, so the damage is manageable. The question is going to be, can I get through his hit points in time? Yeah, see, I need to be timing my moves a little bit better here. So, for this fight, you don't really need a tank. But I'm just going to run it like this for now, just for testing purposes. I've got a couple of ideas of who I can substitute in to make this better. Okay, so I'm going to put everything on him right towards the end here. Save our defense up for his ultimate. The other aspect of these bosses is you need to be able to kill them before the time limit. Everything is got a time limit in this game. So there's a couple of rare champions that help out a lot at this boss. One of them is called Grover. Grover has a guaranteed 2 buff strip. So she's one of the really good free-to-play options here. I don't have her yet, so maybe I can pull her today. We'll see. The other one I actually have, it's that Fire Dwarf that does a triple hit ultimate with a 75% chance to strip. It's less reliable, but it might be able to get the job done for these early levels. So you can see I just keep stacking all of my damage reduction right before the ultimate. That's when you'd want to put on shields. Anything like that. And the boss moves at an 18-second rotation. So you need to be scrolled. Everyone needs to be scrolled to keep up, and you need like skill haste gear if you want to go for a true 1-to-1. Otherwise, you can use a champ that I'm probably going to use, which is Adri. She's got ultimate steal and recharging speed penalty. But it looks like we'll be able to clear 3. So worst case scenario, I'm just going to run 3 2 more times. I'm not investing any energy into farming this dungeon yet. I want to wait until at least like all my champs are level 90, maybe even 100. This champ isn't, this dungeon isn't really the most important one. You really want to get Venom down first. Beauty. Okay, so we can at least confidently farm 3. Nice defense chest, that's pretty good. Defense helmet, really good. We're just gonna take a second here and summon the dice that I've been hanging on to. Looking for Irina. Oh, yes. Yes. You know what this means, guys. When you summon a duplicate champion, you get the resources that you need to get an epic artifact. Thea, wild champion. I probably won't be using her, but you never know. Oh, of course. Another dupe Sigrid. Just what I needed. Need an Irina, come on. Oh my god. This account is so lucky. Guys, this is like the best tank in the game. Even considering legendaries, he's still better than most of them. He gets a self-stacking defense up buff that can't be dispelled. He does a decent chunk of damage on his battle skill and grants hit recovery. Hit recovery just heals him every time he takes a hit for a certain percent of his hit points. And then his board wide dispels all debuffs from him and heals all allies on the board by basically full hit points once you have him built properly, with a really nice defense aura. That's kind of nuts, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've got Furbath and I've got Garius. Alright, so let's go to the artifact shop. The very first artifact you're gonna get is the crown. This gives you defense down, which is insanely good for bosses, for Vortex. And plus it gives accuracy, which is really nice. So it's going to help some of your debuffers land their stuff. Okay. You want to put this on someone who requires accuracy, which in my team could be Sigrid for now. This guy is who I'm going to level for Curse. And he also requires accuracy. And he's got a triple hit A3. So this gives 3 chances to land the defense down. So this will probably be who I end up putting it on. For now, for this fight. So I'm going to build up a team to try to take down Curse 4. And we'll see how it goes. All right, here's one of the strategies you can use for this fight. It's having one of your supports tank. I don't know if it's going to be enough. So we're saving all of our cooldowns. Okay, we missed our attack down. At stage 4, your accuracy requirements start to go up a bit. Okay. So I don't think that's going to work. This guy needs to be scrolled. Otherwise, he doesn't go fast enough. I need a healer. So I guess I need a tank too. I need a shielder. So healer, shielder, attack down, buff strip. Oh, I don't know. I want to put in Adri. I know I could do it if I used Garius, but I'm not using the epic champions for progression. I'm going to try putting my defensive gear on this guy. I just leveled up some defensive gear. So maybe that'll be enough defense for him. Okay, we're going to test that again real quick. I've put defensive gear on everybody. Okay, we're slightly better. But we're going to die now. We'll check if the buff strip works. Okay, so he's not going to be able to keep up with the boss. So, I'm just going to do stage 3 a couple more times. Again, I could clear this if I leveled Garius. But you'll see on level 3 how the plan is supposed to work. Dispel buffs, defense down, defense up, shield, attack down. And then he does barely any damage, so he gets barely any shield. And we missed dispelling all of his buffs. And we missed our attack down. So yeah, I'm going to run through this a couple more times. and I'll be back. All right, there we go. We finished our curse runs. So I'm holding off on doing every week you get to fight the green dragon. It's a different fight. It's the same fight as the boss battle, just harder. And I was going to do it today, but I think there's a chance that we get to level 90, our champions to level 90 before it expires. Yeah, once more on Two Tails. So we've got 2 days and 10 hours to complete this. And you basically just get some of these scrolls, some affinity solvent. And the scrolls you use to buy master scrolls, epic scrolls, and you can buy scholar scrolls, but I would mostly ignore those unless you are actually using a lot of rares. Generally, you out-level them pretty soon and you get enough scholar scrolls that you don't need to buy them. But you can buy the first one every week for the discount. Eventually, you'll be buying all 3 of these, well, 2 of these and all of these once you get to farming the highest level on all of the dungeons. But I'm going to wait a day or so to see if we're going to get to level 90 first. Because then I might be able to clear the next highest one. Okay, we need to do one more curse run. All right. Okay, stop running. What is next? Heretical Ruins. Okay. So we don't unlock this until we defeat the ooze monster. And we'll be fighting the ooze monster tomorrow. Or I guess in like half a day once the reset happens. We'll give it a try. So we need to get to level 23 in order to get our champions to 4-star. It's going to be close. I don't know if we're going to get it before the green dragon resets. We will have to kill the ooze on day 2. Otherwise, we won't make it, I think. Maybe. But I'm going to hold off for now. I guess we can go just do a practice run of the dragon just to show you the fight. Actually, no, I don't have time for that. I'm going to go do my Vortex run to finish off for the day, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, I got a couple more dice to summon here. Another dupe. Come on, Irina. Oh, shit. We got her. We got her, guys. Nice. Okay, so I'll show you why this champ is so good. AoE nuke. Attack down 2. 100% chance. Okay. Chain lightning, just a little bit of extra damage. And then her passive gives the closest ally a shield whenever she does damage with an ability. So that's quite big. It's really nice for protecting squishies in Vortex. And between Irina and Sigrid, you can, once they're scrolled, you can keep attack down up full time. So that's why she's very important. Plus, having AoE debuff on her ultimate sets up Sigrid's nuke. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Sigrid nukes everybody on the board that has a debuff on. So for Goblin, you nuke with Irina, to set up the debuffs, and then Sigrid comes in and cleans up. And then the next wave, you have another AoE nuke with a debuff, and Sigrid gets her ultimate back because of her passive. Every time an enemy dies with a debuff on, she gains ultimate energy. So that's actually really big. Alright, I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with the account now that I have so many options to choose from. And we'll be right back. Alright, so we've got a new arena team now. We've got Garius in here with some of the tank gear that I just farmed. So we got a couple of really nice pieces here with defense. Obviously, we're going to give him the banner. He's going to be the main tank. Furbath, just with some tanky gear. A little bit of backup. Irina with the crown. So I'm going to need to scroll her as soon as possible to get her cooldowns. And then we've got Sigrid, who's hopefully going to be nuking after Arena so that she can set up the debuffs. And then, of course, my main nuke with the volcanic disc for extra damage. And we're going to go with defensive aura. So let's try it out against a decently strong team. So we're getting rid of the healer, which I don't know how that's going to go, but both of these tanks heal. So I'm hoping it's enough. I can also change my main character to lightning to give lightning affinity bonus to these three instead of the fire poison affinity. So I'll play around with it over the next couple days to see what works best for me. Okay, my Gary is folded like a sack of bricks. I'm curious what his Garius is wearing. This is really weird. It's... I wouldn't expect this much damage to be coming out. I'm going to try it again with double frontline. So now Furbath will soak some damage. Ouch. I think we still win. Yeah, okay. So splitting up the damage between the front line is sometimes the way to go. Once Garius has really good gear, though, you won't need to do that. So like in this case, I want Garius taking most of the damage. So I'll put him here to soak these guys. And then Furbath will tank him. This guy's a little bit of a problem in the arena. Yeah, he puts out the block buffs and nukes the backline. Yeah, I don't think we got it. So we're ranking in like the top 20. So people are going to be spenders up at this high usually. So the teams you're running into aren't the easiest. This looks like one we can fight, I think. He's got everybody clumped. So the other nice thing about Irina is her nuke also dispels one buff. So it's quite nice for Curse Dungeon. You still need another reliable either block buffs or another buff stripper, because you need to have both of the buffs stripped off the boss, otherwise he's just going to hit too hard, especially at higher levels. So this is my arena team for now. Alright, so I'm going to try out Garius today. We've still got our shield, defense up. We have no attack down now, but we do have this defense aura. And Garius is just way tankier than Furbath with raw tank stats, mostly due to his stacking defense up. Plus today we've got I need to fit the crown in here somewhere. Who's gonna hold the crown? Can't be Megan because she doesn't have an ultimate attack. I guess it has to be Usha. But I want the crown to set up Usha, so that might not work. Let's try Sigrid instead of Megan. Okay, I'm gonna edit the team and then we'll let it run. Alright, so once you get a crown, in this type of setup, whoever you have using the crown, you want them to go right before your main damage dealer. So I've set it up in skill timers so that hopefully Sigrid goes right before Usha almost every time. So there's the crown. Didn't get the defense down, unfortunately. Didn't get it that time either. Usually you want to put it on someone who's got a multi-hit ultimate. Then you get multiple chances to proc it every time. Unfortunately, I don't really have that option currently, so... Okay, there we got the defense down. So that's just going to like allow your nuker to do a lot more damage. So if we pull somebody like a Rava or a good Frost Enabler with a multi-hit ultimate that also applies Frost, then we can replace this Zethos here. That's a little better. But you'll notice these team-wide heals with Garius. The heals get quite chunky when you start building really high defense. Between the shield and the heal and the occasional attack down, you can keep your team going quite long. I'm going to need to slow down Sigrid here a little bit. She's outpacing our Usha just slightly. I doubt this will be a 2 mil run. Another good option would be if I get scrolls onto Furbath's ultimate, I can run Furbath and Sigrid, which would be 100% attack down full time. And if I can keep attack down up full time, you take much, much less damage. But I still need like a good damage dealer. The unfortunate thing about Usha is she requires Frost setup to really do damage, which wastes a party slot with Zethos. I just got to keep slowing Sigrid down a little bit. Okay, yeah, the team is about to fail. Well, we're not quite at the 2 mil mark. I'm not going to spend much time on this today. I don't have the time for it. So I'm just going to save this. We'll call it good enough. And I think in a couple days when we get our champs to 90 is when we'll finally be able to get the 2 mil. I probably could do it today if I like... Maybe if I just remove Zethos. If I remove Zethos and put in Megan, perhaps, or Irina. I could put in Irina, but she doesn't have her books or her scrolls yet. So I'm just going to leave it for today, man. That's good enough, 1.5 mil. Tomorrow, if we have more time, we will fiddle around with the team and try to get to 2 mil. But I think I'm going to leave it at that for the day. Just doing a little bit of questing, little missions. we've got these dungeon speed runs. Where are they? The dungeon speed runs are ending soon. 2 days. So I might spend some time trying to figure out some teams. Now that I have a Garius, I can put together Garius Irina. I can put together a decent lightning team. So I can take out some lightning. I've got a decent fire poison team. I've got a decent cold team. So I might just go through them all today and see if I can get any rankings done. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you tomorrow.